take me through the decision to make this announcement today and then make your retirement official.
Be honest, I just think perfect timing. I think perfect timing. I was ready for my next chapter. Sometimes it's basketball been in your life since a kid, and that's all you know. You kind of get into this spot where, like, what is next? You know what I mean? Like, you try to figure out what's next, what's going to be the next chapter, what's going on. I kind of got into the space of just the last 2 years of not playing, spending time with my kids, being involved in their sports, venturing off and trying to figure out what I want to do next when I feel like it's going to go great for me. I have a lot of energy left. I feel like I still had a lot left in the tank to play. But, sometimes that chapter is closed and you got to be willing to live with that. And today is kind of bittersweet and still some happiness because I have a lot of joy and I'm excited for what my next chapter is. And in this next opportunity, I just want to continue to grow, continue to try new things and figure out what's best for John Wall. And that's why I kind of feel like it was perfect timing.
Do you know what comes next? What you're looking to do?
Do I know what? You got to stay tuned. It's more. You got to stay tuned, man. It's more to the news to come, but it won't be too far away from the game. I can tell you that. I won't be too far away from the game, but it's something to stay tuned to. I'm very excited about it, and I think I can do something special in it. It all depends on the work ethic you put into it, kind of like you do with basketball, and that's how I'm kind of looking at it and taking that space of lock in, do the work, and continue to be yourself, be authentic. And I think you'll be in a great space.
Well, I hope some of what you're planning on doing is the on-air stuff because you're like NBA TV stuff. It's been excellent. You clearly, I mean, listening to you, it really seems like you have stayed extremely dialed in on doing the work, as you say, regarding the game, the league.
Just for me, I love basketball. I think if I have my own high school basketball tournament, the John Wall Holiday Invitational Classic, and I've been having that for like the last 6 or 7 years. But if you know me, I know the high school girls, the high school boys, the college girls, the college boys, the WNBA, NBA. So I just love the game. I love being around. I'm so in tune into it. And the game has gave me so much. It gave me opportunity to travel the world, meet so many great people, connect with an amazing city like DC, Houston, and LA. Even though those other two cities are short term, I still was able to adapt to it, get involved into the community, be around. So I think just being into that space, I enjoyed it. I loved it. And like you said, just continue to lock into what you want to lock in and figure out what's next for me and what's best for John Wall.
And I know you addressed this in the video, but just to make sure I've got this right, whatever comes next, whatever that announcement is, we'll deal with basketball in some way, shape, or form. Correct? You're not leaving the game altogether, just your playing career.
Yeah, just my playing career. I think my knowledge of the game, my IQ, so much that I give, I feel like I was a real true point guard guy to try to make his teammates better, try to find ways to win games, with also being electric and giving everything I have out there. So yeah, it's definitely got to be involved with basketball at some point. I just don't know what it is, but the news will be breaking soon.
When you reflect on your career, in particular your time here in DC, what comes to mind?
It's so much. It's like, you don't want to miss out on anything. Personally, for me, DC adopted me. They adopted me at a young age, and that's my second home. I wouldn't want to call nowhere else second home. That's the place I love. They took in a skinny kid from Raleigh, North Carolina that was eating hamburgers, plain, with nothing on it, to now to me eating much healthier. Now I can enjoy my cheat days. I don't really have to worry about trying to eat healthy all the time. But I came in at 19 years old. No kids. Now I have a family and tattoos that I didn't have none of that before. Taught me how to be a professional in the league. Taught me how to be a great role model to kids, even better than what I thought I was coming into the league. Having me opportunity to grow as a player, grow as a father, grow as a sibling, grow as a community leader. I think all those things was great. I took so much learning from my coaches, my teammates, and you definitely got to give a lot of credit to the ownership. Without Taylor Leonsis, his family, and the ownership giving me an opportunity to draft in a skinny kid from Raleigh, North Carolina that went to Kentucky and basically give the franchise to me and see what I can do with it. And I think I gave everything I had, 110% effort. I feel like I was a great leader. I was never scared. I took care of my teammates. I was athletic. I was a dog. I played on both ends of the floor. So I think DC embraced me and I embraced DC back. And I think that's why there's so much love there. And I can feel the love and the connections in my flowers today.
And your connection with the fans as well
I would never, that's why I say it's so hard to say, because my fans, without me, There's no John Wall. Like for me to scream and say, "This is my city, this is my house," the fans make me feel that. Anytime I stepped on that floor, even when I was dealing with injuries, dealing with not winning early on in my career, they stuck behind me. They was like, "Just stay strong." I had great vets, great teammates, coaches. They said, "Just continue to work, keep your head down, continue to work, things to get better." And eventually they did. And I seen what DC sports was all about. And everybody was telling me there was like a great run that we had, great times. I still get chills talking about it. And to this day, my kids ask me, "Can I see a video? Like, how good was you? Like, who is John Wall?" And like some of the kids at their school a little older because they go to school like pre-K all the way to middle school. So those kids see me come there and they be like, "Oh, your dad was this, your dad was that." And they so young, they don't really understand. So for me, we'll sit here some nights and watch highlights and they be like, "Oh my, daddy just jumped over somebody. Oh man, I hope I can do that one day." So that's exciting for me and that's great for me to see. And kind of almost got emotional picking them up from school because they didn't know none of this was happening today. And I said, "Y'all got something to show y'all. Watch this video." So I kind of broke it down and told them, like, what I mean, I've officially retired from basketball and they was bittersweet about it, but they're happy because I get to be here all the time and run around with them. So they're enjoying that.
Are you in North Carolina now? Is
No,
that
I'm
where
in
your home
Florida.
is?
I'm in Miami, Florida.
Is that where your home is? Is this your
Yes.
your
Yes,
gotcha.
I've been
Okay.
here like the last 7, 8 years. Even
Okay.
when I was in DC, I bought a house here to stay for the summer. And then eventually when I got traded, ended up selling my house and just kept this as my house here in Florida.
Leading up to this interview, digging through our file footage, I don't think people realize how much charity work you did throughout your entire time here. We have a ton of it. What did that mean to you, and why did you do so much of it?
For one, it's what my mom instilled in me. She said I always be known as a great person, not just as a great basketball player. And that's something that I always will hold dear to my heart and always continue to give back as much as I can. Not because I have the money or not because I have to, it's because I want to. I've been in those places that some of these people are Section 8 and barely can provide for themselves and have things that go on. And you just try to take a burden off some of these families' back and make things a lot easier for them. And like I said, I don't care for the media to be there. I just do it because I want to do it because I really love getting back joy, touching the community, letting them know I'm just a normal person just like them. I just have an opportunity to play on the highest level in the NBA and to reach out my dreams. But I want to give all these kids the opportunity, hope, belief that they can be whatever they want to be in life. And for them to be able to touch me, ask me questions, I think that's big time for me, big time for them. And it's exciting. So I give back because I think it's a joy. You know what I mean? I like to give my time, not just the money or not just the backpacks or the turkey drives or the Christmas toys. I think being present and letting them feel you and know you're just like one of them, that gives them a lot of belief in life.
You mentioned your mom, and as a Wizards fan myself, having watched your career, one of the things that sticks out, in addition to all your accomplishments on the court, is when you lost your mother, and they asked you about it, and that raw emotion that you had on a day like today, where you're announcing your retirement. You've worked your whole life for this. Do you think about, if you don't mind answering, do you think about your mom in a moment like this, given that it's such like you talked about how your kids feel and how you feel with your kids? Do you think about your mom as well?
For sure. It's- I said it's a bittersweet day, emotional day, but it's jokes into it too. I mean, it's a bitter day because I'm leaving a game that I gave everything I had and dedicated my whole life to, and that's all I ever knew and wanted to be was an NBA player and to give my family a better life, and most importantly, my mom. All the sacrifices she took to help me play AU tournaments, to put food on the table, put clothes on my back, even just allow me to go to camps, go to tournaments. For sure, everything is mostly about her. I mean, that's why in my video, I said, "I hope I made you proud." And that's something that I still deal with it to this day. As you sit back and reflect that, sometimes you have your one-on-one moments when you're thinking about her, thinking about certain things. And I had to tell one of my friends, I was like, "You really don't know how it feels till you lose your mom. You only get one of them. And you do certain things sometimes when you kind of reflect back on it, but this is all about her. Like everything I accomplished was for her. And I feel like I did everything I could. And then now the next step was my kids. You know what I mean? That's who I'm doing it for and who I was trying to provide for now. But yeah, I think about it 24/7, like all day, this day. So you look at my message in the video, you kind of like my emotions and my words kind of get a little bit softer. And you try to kind of hear the tone where you can feel like you can feel the pain and when I'm speaking about my mom.
Now that you've made your retirement official, have you thought at all about ways that maybe the Wizards would want to recognize you and the career that you had here? I mean, I don't know how much of this you can get into if it's been discussed, but for instance, as soon as this announcement came down, I was in a text chain with friends. We talk about Wizards all the time, and everybody was like, they should retire his jersey. Have you thought about anything like that, or what the future may hold in that regard?
Nah, I haven't really thought about it, but that's my ultimate goal. I mean, like, you play this game to try to win championships, be in the Hall of Fame, get your jersey retired, do all those things, and be remembered. And like I said, when I dropped the video, I didn't know what feelings, what flowers, what love you was gonna get. You never know. It could be up in the air and however it go. And today I felt a lot of love, a lot of love, a lot of flowers. And most important, like I say, you want to get it from everybody, but the most people you want to get the love from is your peers. The ones you got between those four lines against, competed. They had to battle against you. They had to go to sleep at night thinking about you. Those are the ones I wanted to really get that love from. And all the other people that supported me my whole career since I was a kid, watching me come from Raleigh, North Carolina to play basketball has been spectacular. But yeah, I definitely think about, I want my jersey retired. I want to have that big ceremony where everybody can come back. Definitely my kids to get to see the love that I have for the city, how much the city has love for me. And I think that'd be the icing on the cake for me is to see that jersey go in the Raptors. And I can look to the right and see the chair where my mom used to sit and be like, your son accomplished everything he was supposed to. And hopefully he made you proud.
What am I missing? What else do you want to talk about?
What else you missing? Yeah. I wish I could have got back to DC. I mean, I wish I could have would have got one more home opportunity to go back and play in DC. Just to wear the jersey one more time where it all began. And then my career there, it didn't happen that way. It's a part of a business, but I'm always going to love the Wizards, always going to love the fan base. Like I said before, I want to give thanks to everybody. I don't want to miss anybody, but most importantly, you got to give thanks to Taylor Young's family and the ownership because without them, it's never no John Wall being in DC, living out my NBA dreams of going #1 in the draft pick, which is everybody's ultimate goal. You wouldn't have told a skinny kid from Raleigh, North Carolina, he would be the #1 pick in the NBA draft one day. So I would definitely think that. Just want to also thank all the people who gave me opportunity in DC, from the owner to the fans. I know for sure I'm not trying to miss anybody, but any name that comes up, just know anything that John Wall had to do with DC basketball, putting on a Wizard jersey, you was a part of it. From people that work at a concession stand, work at the games, valet people, me going to restaurants, anybody I connected with or ever touched base with, just know you was a big part of my career, all the love that I have in DC. And I hope I made y'all proud.
Speaking for one Wizards fan, you most definitely did, and I really appreciate your time. One more thing, just because I think this is interesting. Like I asked you early on in this interview to reflect on your career and in particular your time in DC. And what strikes me is you didn't actually name any of your accomplishments on the court. You kind of touched on them, but you talked about your relationships and the work you did around the game and the fans. Why is that?
Because, like I said, my mom instilled in me basketball is one thing why people knew how good John Wall is. But that's not the only reason why they're going to know John Wall. It's about the stuff I do off the court. How do I touch people? How am I in the community? That's how you get the love from the fans. That's how you get the love from the city. Because any day the basketball is going to stop bouncing at some day. And today is the day it stopped bouncing for me. But I have so many great accolades on the court. Yeah, I can talk about them, but without my teammates and my coaching staff, none of those are possible. I mean, there's no John Wall without my coaches, all the coaches I've been through, all the teammates I had, the vets, my training staff. I mean, I can't forget any of those people because they helped me become a professional, helped me and push me every day to continue to get better. So you got to thank all those people. So that's why I really ain't say too much about my own accolades on the court because I didn't want to miss anybody to help me get through this whole journey. And the only thing I would take away is the injuries, which is a part of the game and you can't control. But other than that, I'm happy with my career and where everything went.
Congrats again to you, John, and really appreciate you speaking with us today and everything you've done for the city and the region. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.